Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where today we're doing another mock draft Monday. PFF finally updated their mock draft board to reflect free agency and all that stuff, so I'm super excited to get into this one with you guys. As usual, we're doing a full 7-round Green Bay Packers mock draft, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments below when we get done. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good old YouTube stuff, and let's go ahead and get in here. Starting off with us going to the 23rd pick. And there's a couple of things we could do here. There's a trade option here, but don't want to trade that far back because there's two guys I want to look at here. Three guys, actually. There's James Pierce Jr., who we took in the first round last week. Good pass rusher. Looks really good the past 2 years at Tennessee. He's got good size. 6'5", 243 pounds. Very, very quick athlete with production. But, however, he has a ton of off-field issues that are causing him to slip down in the draft boards. A lot of stuff from high school saying he's not a good person type thing. And that's the kind of guy the Packers like to don't like to employ. But he is a very, very, very talented pass rusher. But the other big move we need to do is get receivers. And there's two on the board here I really like. There's Luther Burden, the third out of Missouri. A lot of Packers fans are down to him because, he's just a slot. He's just a slot. But he is a very, very good receiver. He can play almost any position you want. 5'11", 208 pounds, so he's big for his size. He is an ex-flanker slot receiver. Can play all over the board. Like Matt LaFleur would absolutely love to have this kind of guy there. He's a very good after the catch guy. Had a down year in 2024 because he was the only option on that Missouri team, and he got triple teamed every single time, basically. So really good yards per route run, good receiving grade, good against man coverage, not a high drop rate, okay in contest and catch, but overall he's a very, very solid receiver who could basically line up anywhere for this Packers offense. And there's also Emeka Egbuka here on the board. Had a good year last year for Ohio State, 79.5 grade. 6'1", 205. He is older at a grad student, but he is the size the Packers like. A bit higher drop rate, but a lot more contested catch. Better yards per route run as well. Had a good 2022 and a good 2024, but he did have 16 games to get over 1,000 yards. But again, Ohio State is a very good program. Has a lot of receivers. So I think I'm gonna go with Luther Burden the third here. I just think that his versatility, playing almost any receiver spot, X, flanker, and slot, will be very, very versatile for the Packers. Because I know people say, oh, Jayden Reed's a slot guy. Jayden Reed is actually a really good deep threat contested ball catcher as well. So having Luther Burden and Jayden Reed both kind of like doing roles very well for this offense would be very, very good. And overall, I just like his size. I like his stats here. And I think he could be very, very good. Like, he's well-rounded as a well-rounded receiver, and we need guys to play certain spots, and he can do anything. So let's go and take Luther Burden the third out of Missouri here in the first round. Bit of a different away this way. Now you're here at pick 54. No one really wants to trade with us because the board didn't really fall that good. But I want to either address edge rusher or defensive line because that's something the Packers really need to do is address our pass rush. There's Shamar Turner here out of Texas A&M. Did not have good grades last year. Had a decent run stop rate, though. Had 2 sacks. 6'4", 300 pounds, a former 4-star recruit. Lacks in length, good hand usage. Struggles a little against double teams, so maybe not the kind. Has some length and size limitations, so maybe not the greatest guy inside. There's also Alfred Collins, who had a really good season at Texas last year. 85 run defense grade, good true pass rush set grade. For interior guy, does get a lot of pressures. He is 6'5", 320 pounds, long, strong defensive lineman. Not the best pass rusher, but really good strength. So could potentially be a guy to look at here. There's also Braden Swinson, who I think we looked last time was more of a 3-4 edge, 6'4", 250 pounds, good hands, good pass rush moves, very technically sound guy, very fluid movement, over pursue, but so he could be a guy as well. Very active hands, good understanding Russian passer, so he could be a very good guy. Had a really good pass rush grade last year. Had 43 quarterback hurries in his one season of full starts with LSU last year, so he could be a guy we can look at too. And I mean, we look at Jack Sawyer; he's not really screaming anything. Honestly, since the defensive linemen are a deep class, we want to get an edge rusher here. And Braden Swinson looks pretty solid. He's a bit lighter for what we're looking for in a 4-3 scheme, but he could bulk up. And he had a really, really efficient season last year in his first full season starting. And so he's got more room to grow, but I think he'd be a very good player. So we'll take Braden Swinson, edge out of LSU. And then we go all the way down to... Okay, so there's a couple options here for me. Again, we could look at defensive line. Elijah Roberts at SMU is a really good player to get this late. Really successful seasons past. Had over 45 hurries the past 2 seasons. 91 overall grades. This is an ACC. Had 8 sacks. Really good pass rushing rate. Good run defender. Only got better as the season went on. He's 6'4", 295 pounds. So he's a big guy. He's a tad shorter. Not great reach, but he has a lot of pass rush moves. So... really good explosiveness, so could be a guy we can look at here. I know he says 3-4, but that is an awesome dude to have. There's also Jalen Royals out of Utah State, who we talked about before. In 7 games last year, had over 839 yards, 6 touchdowns, possession receiver, strong receiver, good after the catch ability, decent contested catch rate, good yards per route run, does not drop the ball, good against man coverage, checks all the boxes we want out of a receiver, but I mean, Elijah Roberts looks absolutely insanely good. He is 6'4", 295 pounds, big boy. Could be really good on our defensive line. And I think I'm going to go with Elijah Roberts here. I think we need edge rushers, and he looks very, very solid. So let's go and take Elijah Roberts here out of SMU at pick 87. Then we go down to 124. And this is where we can look at a couple of guys here. Honestly, there's some trade backs here we can do, which we might want to do, because I like Torrey Horton. He could be a good receiver for us. Only 5 games last year, but he fully... he's 6'3", very, very light guy, so maybe not what the Packers want. So, limited long speed and agility, we don't necessarily want that either. I say we should probably trade back here with... Let's go with the Saints. Commander. Nope. Bills. And pick 170. What do you mean? No, I don't want to trade that far back. I also don't want to take any of these edge rushers because we're pretty good at edge rushers here. Not really any receivers around this area that I would want to take. But Zy Alexander as a corner, because we still, I do think, need a couple corners. Had a good year last year. Did give a 2 touchdowns, but had 2 interceptions. Gave a 53.2 passer rating against. Really good in the zone. Good in coverage. Decent in man. 43.5% completion percentage isn't the greatest, but he can still, doesn't allow for a lot of yards. Only had 204 yards last year on 20 receptions. Very fundamentally sound corner, zone-specific quarterback, which we do like to run, or safety, because he's very reliable in a run defense. So I think he could be a very good player for us. And let's go ahead and take Zy Alexander here in the 4th round to kind of just beef up our secondary. And then here at pick 159, let's see, we want to take some receiver depth here. There's Isaac Tesla out of Arkansas. Only played 13 games last year. Not really. He's 6'4", 217 pounds. So he definitely had a 0% drop rate. Had no drops last season. A 71.4 contested catch rate. Not good against man, but with his size, that can be something the Packers could use. 6'4", 217. There's also Nick Nash out of San Jose State. Had a really good year last year. 1,382 yards, 16 touchdowns. 6'3", 195 pounds. Very impressive route. His big slot receiver could potentially be an option for us as well. Stiff, but limited long speed, but very good footwork. And he has production in college. He's got the size the Packers like to look for. and he fits in the slot. So let's go ahead and take Nick Nash here, receiver out of San Jose State. I think he'd be a very good player for us. Then here at pick 198, this is where I want to add some more defensive line help. And looking at Junior Tafuna out of Utah, 76.9 grade last year, had a really good run defense grade, good run stop rate. Big boy, 6'3", 308 pounds, linebacker to be a tackle and convert. But should hope is a day 3 def player, but he has good pursuit speed, very fast guy, still is growing as a defensive lineman, but high effort, good in run defense. That's what we need out of a defensive line. Basically, he'll be our TJ Slayton replacement, and I think he could be a very good one at that. So let's go ahead and take Junior Tafuna out of Utah here at pick 198. And then here at pick 237, my tight end is gone. Yeah, he went way earlier. I want to look at here another wide receiver here. There's Samuel Brown out of Miami, Florida. Ooh, no, sir. Your drop rate is too bad. And LaJohntay Wester out of Colorado actually had a good year last year. Had almost 900 yards receiving, 10 touchdowns, had 1,000 yards the year before. Good receiving grade, good contested catch rate, good dropper, good grade against man coverage. 5'11", 167 pounds, so a bit lighter than Packers like. But could be a good guy to have on the roster just to have. Just go and very productive in his 3 years at Colorado. Just go ahead and take him here in the 7th round, and then at pick 250. I think we should take another edge guy here. There's Johnny Walker out of Missouri. Very good guy to pick here at the end of the round. Had 34 hurries last year, 10 sacks, 80.1 grade, 6'3", 255, so a bit lighter, but could still be a very good just guy to have at the end of our rotation. So go ahead and take Johnny Walker Jr. out of Missouri here at round 7. So overall for our class, I think we did very well. They gave us A's for our first 3 picks, picking Luther Burden the 3rd out of Missouri. I just think he would be like a perfect weapon to have in Matt LaFleur's offense. Very, very versatile. Can play almost any receiver position between slot, X, Y. He can play it all. And very good athlete, very reliable pass catcher as well. Then we double dipped on some very athletic edge rushers here with Braden Swinson out of LSU, lighter guy there, and then Elijah Roberts out of SMU, heavier dude, very good pressure race these past 2 years at SMU. We picked Zy Alexander out of LSU to kind of add some more depth to our cornerback room. Very fluid, very technically sound player that lacks a little bit of athleticism, but good in zone coverage that Jeff Hafley likes to run. Then we picked Nick Nash out of San Jose State. Just a big-bodied wide receiver that the Packers will love to have because we love to have those kind of big guys as blockers. Junior Tafuna out of Utah to basically be our TJ Slayton replacement. He's newer to the defensive line position, but is a very good run stopper. Bigger boy, still learning, and I think it'd be a very just good interior presence. Then LaJohntay Wester out of Colorado, just a 7th round flyer on a receiver that has good production in college. Good contested catch rates, good against man coverage. Just another receiver to add to our depth chart. Then we took Johnny Walker Jr. out of Missouri as a 7th round edge guy. Has good effort, good motor, good pass rush at an SEC school, so could be a potential guy to keep out for camp. But this is my mock draft today. We didn't do any trades, which is rare for me. But I like the players that we saw here. I think we addressed our 2 biggest needs, which is edge rushers, defensive line help, and wide receivers. We definitely did that. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm very curious what you guys would have done differently here. But yeah, that's all I have to say, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.